Have you ever felt the chilling silence of a love that seems to be retreating? Have you ever held someone in your arms and felt a million miles away from them? Have you poured your heart out only to be met with a wall of quiet distance, a coldness you can't explain, a void that sucks the very air from your lungs? You feel the connection fraying, you see them pulling away, and a voice inside your head screams, "They don't want you! They don't love you!" Ron, that voice is lying to you. That voice is the echo of your own deepest fear. But what if I told you that the very moment you're ready to walk away, the moment you've given up all hope, is the exact moment the tide is turning? What if that distance isn't a rejection of your love, but a desperate internal battle between their profound fear and their even more profound love for you? Their silence isn't an empty void, it's a thunderous, chaotic war cry from a soul that is terrified of the very thing it craves the most, a real, raw, vulnerable connection. For decades, their entire operating system has been built on one core command: self-preservation. Love, to their wounded heart, has felt like a threat. Intimacy has felt like a trap. Needing someone has felt like a death sentence. Their entire life has been a masterclass in building fortresses, not bridges. But you came along and you did the unthinkable. You made them feel safe enough to even contemplate lowering the drawbridge. And now, the fortress is under siege, not by you, but by the love for you that is growing inside them, a force so powerful it's starting to crack the very foundation of their defenses. So before you turn your back, before you make the most painful mistake of your life, I need you to lean in. I need you to open your eyes and recognize the signs not of retreat, but of a secret, silent surrender to the love you have so courageously offered. For the majority of your relationship with an avoidant partner, you have likely been the architect of connection. You are the one who plans the dates. You are the one who sends the "good morning" text. You are the one who reaches for their hand. You are the one who initiates the conversation, the intimacy, the wuss. And for a long time, they have been the passive recipient. They show up, they participate, they may even enjoy it. But the engine of the relationship has been your unwavering, consistent effort. This dynamic creates a profound and exhausting imbalance. It makes you feel like you are alone in the ring, fighting for a prize your partner seems indifferent to. It makes you question your worth. It makes you question their love. And it drains your emotional reservoir until you are running on fumes. But then something shifts. It's so subtle you might miss it if you're not looking through the right lens. You might be sitting in silence and you feel a text message buzz on your phone. You look down and it's from them. It's not a monumental message. It's not "we need to talk" or "I love you." It's something simple, something almost trivial. Saw a dog that looked like the one you liked today. Or this song reminded me of that drive we took. Or just a meme, a funny picture, a link to an article. And your first instinct, born from months or years of pain, might be to dismiss it. So what? It's just a text. No, stop right there. This is not just a text. This is a seismic event. This is the equivalent of a medieval knight laying down their sword and taking a single, trembling step outside their castle gates completely unarmed. For you, initiating is a natural, effortless expression of love. For them, initiating is an act of profound vulnerability and immense courage. Their entire internal wiring screams at them not to do it. Their fear whispers, "Don't be needy. You'll be a burden." They don't really want to hear from you. You'll be rejected. Protect yourself. Stay silent. So when they push through that cacophony of fear and press send, what they are really saying is, "You are more important to me than my safety. The desire to connect with you is stronger than my fear of what might happen." The initiation will be awkward. It might feel forced. It might come at weird times. It might not be the grand romantic gesture you see in movies. It is their version of a grand romantic gesture. It is them building a new neural pathway, one text message at a time. They are actively fighting against a lifetime of programming, and they are doing it for you. They are choosing the uncertainty of connection over the cold, familiar comfort of isolation. And in that choice, you will find the purest, most powerful proof of their love. It is a love that is not born of ease, but a love that is forged in the fire of their own internal battle. It is a love that costs them something, and therefore, it is a love that is real. So when you see this, do not criticize its form. Do not say, "Well, it's about time," or "That's all." That would be like shouting at that knight to get back inside his castle and slam the gates shut. Instead, celebrate it. Acknowledge it. Respond with warmth and without pressure. Thanks for thinking of me! That made me smile. You are rewarding the behavior you want to see. You are pouring water on a tiny, fragile seedling that is just breaking through the concrete of their defenses. Your positive, low-pressure response is the sunlight that tells that seedling it is safe to grow. This shift from passive presence to active initiation is the first and most critical sign that the tectonic plates of their heart are moving. It is the beginning of the end of their emotional exile and the beginning of a new chapter where they are finally, bravely choosing to come home to you. The avoidant partner lives in a fortress of self-sufficiency. The walls are high, the moat is deep, and the drawbridge is almost always up. Inside that fortress is their most guarded treasure, their inner world, their fears, their shames, their childhood wounds, their perceived inadequacies, their deepest dreams. To them, revealing this inner world is not sharing, it's surrendering. It's handing over the keys to the one thing that could truly destroy them. For so long, their strategy for survival has been to present a polished, competent, independent exterior to the world. I'm fine. I can handle it. I don't need anything. This is their mantra. It is a shield that has protected them from perceived judgment, rejection, and disappointment. But this shield also becomes their prison, creating an unbearable loneliness where they are known but never truly seen. Then you come along, and over time, through your consistent, non-judgmental, and safe presence, you create a small crack in that fortress wall. And one day, you witness a miracle. They share something small. It might be a memory from their childhood that wasn't perfect. It might be a passing comment about feeling stressed at work without you having to drag it out of them. It might be a fleeting moment of insecurity about their body or their abilities. It is not a full-blown confession. It is not them sobbing in your arms, recounting their entire life story. It is a fragment, a breadcrumb, and it is everything. In that moment, your response is critical. This is the test you never knew you were taking. If you respond with over-the-top sympathy, "Oh, you poor thing," you might trigger their shame and make them feel weak. If you try to immediately fix it's, "Well, here's what you should do," you invalidate their vulnerability and reinforce the idea that having problems is unacceptable. If you dismiss it's, "Oh, it's not that bad," you slam the door shut. The correct response is deep, attentive, and validating listening. You listen not to respond, but to understand. You acknowledge the courage it took. You can say something like, "Thank you for telling me that. It sounds really tough," or "I can understand why that would make you feel that way." You are communicating one powerful message. Your vulnerability is safe with me. I will not use it against you. I will not think less of you. In fact, I admire you more for it. This small share is their way of dipping a toe into the ocean of intimacy. The water is terrifying to them. They expect it to be freezing cold or worse, to be full of sharks. Your warm, accepting response is the proof that the water is actually safe, warm, and welcoming. It tells them that connection is not a threat, but a refuge. This single act of sharing is a monumental investment of trust. They are investing a piece of their soul in the relationship, betting that you will handle it with care. When you do, you earn a level of trust that is far deeper than the trust built on 1,000 perfect dates or passionate nights. You are becoming their sanctuary, and in that role, you become irreplaceable. So, do not underestimate the power of the small share. It is the key that begins to unlock the fortress, and it is a sign that they love you enough to finally bravely let you in. For the avoidant individual, conflict is not a disagreement to be resolved. It is a 5-alarm fire. Their nervous system goes into a state of hyper-arousal. It's fight, flight, or freeze, and their default programming is almost always flight. A raised voice, a tone of disappointment, a simple, "Can we talk about what happened earlier?" can feel like a direct threat to their autonomy and safety. Their brain screams, "Danger! Abort mission! Create distance!" So they shut down, they leave the room, they become a stone wall. They say, "I don't want to talk about it," or the classic, "I need some space." This is what you have experienced time and again. It is infuriating, it is lonely, and it makes resolving anything feel impossible. But then, a shift occurs. You bring up a minor issue. Maybe they forgot to do a chore, maybe they were late, and instead of the immediate shutdown, you see them hesitate. You see them take a breath. You see them physically steel themselves, and they stay. They don't run. They might not have the perfect words. They might get defensive initially. They might struggle to articulate their feelings, but they are there. They are present in the discomfort. This is one of the most profound signs of growth and love you will ever witness. Leaning into conflict requires them to override a primal survival instinct. It is an act of sheer willpower fueled by their commitment to you and the relationship. They are choosing to face the temporary, terrifying pain of confrontation because the thought of losing you or of the relationship deteriorating from unresolved issues has become even more terrifying than the conflict itself. In this moment, they are not running from you, they are running towards the relationship, even though it feels like running into a burning building. Your role in this pivotal moment is to be a calm, safe harbor in their storm of anxiety. If you meet their tentative step forward with a tsunami of your own pent-up frustration and past grievances, you will confirm their deepest fear, that engagement leads to annihilation. Instead, you must model a new way of doing conflict. Speak softly. Use "I feel" statements. Reassure them of your love even as you address the problem. I love you, and I know this is hard to talk about, but it's important to me that we understand each other. You are teaching them through your own actions that conflict does not have to be destructive. It can be a bridge to greater understanding. It can be a collaborative process of finding a solution rather than a battle with a winner and a loser. When they lean in and you respond with safety and respect, you are building a new shared narrative. The narrative is no longer, "we'll fight and then we disconnect." The new narrative becomes, "we'll face challenges together and we come out stronger." This is how secure, lasting relationships are built. It is in the furnace of managed conflict that trust is tempered and intimacy is forged. So, when you see them fighting their instinct to flee, recognize the Herculean effort it represents. That effort is love in action. It is the love that says, "You and this relationship are worth facing my greatest fear for." The avoidant attachment style is often born in an environment where a child's needs were ignored, dismissed, or seen as a burden. As a result, they learn to suppress their own needs, and in a tragic twist, they become blind to the needs of others. It's not that they are inherently selfish, it's that their radar for emotional nuance is underdeveloped. For a long time in your relationship, the focus may have felt intensely one-sided, your focus on them, and their focus on maintaining their own equilibrium. They may have seemed oblivious to your bad day, your stresses, your dreams, your inner life. But as their love for you deepens and their own walls begin to crumble, a new capacity begins to emerge: curiosity. This is not the performative "how was your day?" asked out of obligation. This is a genuine, protective, and sometimes clumsy curiosity about what is going on inside you. You might notice it when they pause a movie and ask, "Are you okay? You got quiet." They are learning to read your micro-expressions. They might call you after a big meeting you were nervous about and ask, "How did it go?" without you having to remind them. They might remember a project you mentioned weeks ago and follow up on it. They are starting to see you as a complex, separate human being with a rich internal landscape, and they are showing a desire to explore it. This shift is monumental. It means their capacity for empathy is expanding. They are beginning to step outside of their own fortress and are trying to understand what it's like to live in your world. They are investing mental and emotional energy in you. This is their love language of attentiveness. It is them saying, "You matter to me. Your inner world matters to me. Your happiness and your pain matter to me." When this happens, it is crucial that you receive this curiosity with open arms. If you respond with cynicism, "Why are you asking now?" or dismiss your own feelings, "It's nothing," you will extinguish this fragile new flame. Instead, reward it. Share openly and vulnerably in return. "I'm so glad you asked. I actually had a tough day and was feeling a bit overwhelmed." Or, "It means a lot that you remembered my presentation. It went really well and I'm so relieved." By sharing in response to their curiosity, you are completing the circuit of connection. You are showing them that their effort to reach out has a positive result. It brings you closer. It makes them feel competent and successful in the realm of intimacy, a realm where they have always felt like a failure. This builds their confidence and makes them more likely to be curious again in the future. This protective curiosity is the foundation of true partnership. It transforms the relationship from a dynamic of you caring for them to a mutual dance of caring for each other. It is a sign that they are not just in love with the idea of you, but that they are committed to knowing the real multifaceted you. And there is no greater gift of love than the gift of truly being seen, known, and cared for. For someone with a strong avoidant streak, being wrong feels synonymous with being unlovable. Their sense of self-worth is often precariously balanced on a narrative of competence and independence. To admit fault, to apologize is to acknowledge a flaw, a need, a failure. It triggers a deep-seated shame that screams, "See, you are defective, you will be abandoned." Therefore, in the past, you may have experienced them as defensive, blame-shifting, or completely incapable of acknowledging their role in a problem. They would rather let a rift grow between you than utter the words, "I'm sorry," and feel the shame that comes with it. This is one of the most frustrating and painful aspects of loving an avoidant person. But as their love for you grows and their trust in your acceptance deepens, you will witness a miracle, the preemptive apology. This is not the begrudging "fine, I'm sorry" after a long, draining argument. This is a small, often unexpected, taking of responsibility. It might sound like, "Hey, I realized I was a bit short with you earlier. I was stressed about work and that wasn't fair to you." Or, "I'm sorry I forgot to call. I got caught up, but I should have texted." Do you see the profound difference? They are identifying a specific behavior, acknowledging its impact on you, and taking ownership, all without you having to confront them, beg them, or explain why you're hurt. This is a tectonic shift in their psychological landscape. What is happening here is that their fear of losing you has finally become greater than their fear of being shamed. They are beginning to realize that taking responsibility and repairing a rupture actually strengthens the bond rather than destroying it. They are learning that you are not going to use their mistakes as a weapon against them or as a reason to leave. You have proven yourself to be a safe harbor, and so they are willing to dock their imperfect ship in your port. When you receive one of these preemptive apologies, your response is critical. Do not minimize its "oh, it's no big deal." Do not use it as an opportunity to list all the other times they didn't apologize. You must treat this fragile offering with the utmost care. Look them in the eye and with genuine warmth say, "Thank you for saying that. It means a lot to me that you noticed, and I really appreciate it." You are reinforcing that vulnerability and accountability are pathways to more connection, not less. You are teaching them that they can be imperfect and still be loved. This is a revolutionary concept for them. Every micro-apology is a brick being laid in the foundation of a new, secure relationship. It builds a history of successful repairs, which in turn builds immense trust. You start to believe that when things go wrong, as they always will, you have the tools and the mutual commitment to fix them. So, celebrate these small apologies. See them for what they are, the most courageous love letters an avoidant person can write. They are writing, "You are more important to me than my pride. Our connection is more important than my need to be right. I love you enough to be wrong." The avoidant nervous system is often calibrated for solitude. Their window of tolerance for togetherness can be narrow. After a certain amount of social or intimate contact, their system gets overloaded. It's not you. It's a physiological and psychological need to decompress and re-regulate in solitude. This is why they often need to take a break after a long date, or why they might retreat to a separate room after a family gathering. This need for space can feel like a personal rejection, but it is a core part of their survival mechanism. The shift, then, is not that this need disappears. It is that the window of tolerance begins to widen. You'll notice they can sit with you on the couch for an entire evening without getting fidgety or devising an escape plan. They might be reading, you might be watching a show, but the silence is comfortable, shared, and peaceful. They are not just in the same space, they are sharing the space. They may even be the one to initiate this, want to just hang out tonight. This is a sign that their body is beginning to rewire itself to associate your presence with safety and regulation, rather than with the anxiety of enmeshment or loss of self. Their system is learning that it can be on and connected without being drained, and that it can be off and relaxed without being completely alone. This is the foundation of what secure attachment feels like, the ability to be together, yet separate, in a harmonious balance. When you are in these moments of quiet proximity, do not break the spell with demands for conversation or intense emotional engagement. Allow the silence to be comfortable. Your peaceful, non-demanding presence is the conditioning that is helping to rewire their brain. You are proving that togetherness does not have to mean intensity or obligation. It can simply mean being. This is an incredibly healing experience for them. They are discovering that they can be themselves fully in your presence without having to perform or meet an expectation. This builds a deep, somatic sense of trust that goes beyond words. It tells their nervous system, this person is home, this person is safe. So, when you find yourself in one of these beautifully mundane, quiet moments together, recognize it for the victory it is. It is a sign that their love for you has become a source of peace, not a source of stress. They are choosing to recharge their batteries with you instead of away from you. And that is one of the most profound commitments an avoidant person can make. The I'm fine is the avoidance shield. It is their go-to automatic response to any inquiry into their well-being. It is a wall they put up to keep the world out, to maintain the illusion of invulnerability that has protected them for so long. Behind the I'm fine is often a storm of stress, sadness, overwhelm, or fear. But to admit that feels like showing a fatal weakness. So they carry their burdens alone, further reinforcing their belief that they are and must be an island. The shift occurs when that shield develops a crack. You ask, are you okay? And instead of the robotic, I'm fine, you get a sigh, a hesitation. Their shoulders slump. They might say, it's just been a long week, or I'm just feeling a bit down. They might not pour their heart out with details, but they are allowing you to see that they are not fine. They are letting you witness their humanity, their fragility. This is a monumental act of trust. They are allowing you to see the part of themselves they despise the most, the part that isn't perfect, the part that struggles, the part that needs. In that moment, they are handing you a piece of their brokenness and trusting you not to use it as evidence of their unworthiness. Your response in this moment will determine the future of this new vulnerability. Do not panic. Do not try to immediately cheer them up. Do not bombard them with questions or solutions. The most powerful thing you can do is to simply be a compassionate witness. You can say, I can see that. I'm here with you. Or you don't have to talk about it, but you don't have to carry it alone either. I've got you. Your calm, steady presence in the face of their distress is a revelation to them. It proves that their own fine self is not repulsive. It is, in fact, lovable. By sitting with them in their discomfort without trying to fix it, you are communicating that your love is not conditional on their constant strength and competence. You love the whole person, the strong, independent one, and the tired, sad one. This experience is deeply healing. It begins to dismantle the core wound that they are only lovable when they are strong. When you respond with tenderness to their vulnerability, you are building a new neural pathway in their brain that says connection is available even when I am weak. This makes the relationship a true sanctuary, a place where they can finally take off the heavy armor and just breathe. So, when they drop the I'm fine, see it as an invitation into the inner sanctum of their soul. Treat it with the reverence it deserves. It is a sign that they love you enough to finally, bravely, let you see the real them. For the avoidant person, the future is a terrifying landscape of commitment and potential entrapment. Vague plans are safe, concrete plans feel like shackles. This is why they often balk at planning a vacation 6 months away or even committing to a dinner date next week. The idea of being locked into a future obligation can trigger their core fear of losing their freedom and autonomy. They live in a state of wanting to keep their options open, which is really a state of wanting to keep their escape route clear. Therefore, one of the most powerful signs of their deepening commitment is when they begin to not only agree to future plans, but to initiate them. And crucially, they follow through without resentment or last-minute cancellations born of anxiety. This might look like them booking non-refundable tickets for a trip. It might be them saying, for your birthday in 3 months, I was thinking we could. It might be as simple as saying, let's go see that movie when it comes out next Friday. And then, when next Friday comes, they are ready and willing to go. This is a profound behavioral shift. What they are doing is actively investing in a shared future. They are planting a flag and saying, I will be there. I am choosing to be in this with you. They are consciously closing other escape routes and choosing the path that has you in it. Every concrete plan they make and keep is a vote for the relationship. It is a tangible action that contradicts their fear-based narrative. It is love demonstrated through planning and promise-keeping. When this happens, it is essential that you acknowledge and celebrate the plan itself, not just the event. You can say, "I'm so excited for our trip, and it really means a lot to me that you wanted to plan it with me." You are connecting their actions planning with your positive emotional response, see feeling loved and secure. This reinforces the behavior and helps them associate future-oriented thinking with positive outcomes, closeness, excitement, and your happiness, rather than with feelings of being trapped. This shift from ambiguity to concrete planning is the architecture of a shared life. It moves the relationship from a day-by-day existence to a joint venture with a direction and a destination. It is one of the clearest signals that they see you in their long-term future and are actively, courageously building a life with you. You have likely been speaking your love language fluently throughout the relationship. If your language is words of affirmation, you've given compliments. If it's acts of service, you've made them coffee or helped them with a task. If it's quality time, you've planned focused dates. And for a long time, it may have felt like you were speaking a foreign language to someone who didn't understand a word. Your efforts were met with perplexity or, at best, passive appreciation. The shift occurs when you start to see glimmers of your own language reflected back at you, but in their unique accent. They may not give you a flowery compliment, but they might say, "You look nice today," which from them is the equivalent of a sonnet. If your language is acts of service, you might find that they fixed something in your house without you asking, or they picked up your favorite snack from the store. It's a small, practical act, but it is them speaking your language. If it's physical touch, they might initiate holding your hand for a few minutes, or give you a back rub without any expectation of it leading to sex. This is not coincidence. This is assimilation. They have been watching you. They have been learning what makes you feel loved, and they are now making a conscious effort to provide that for you in a way that feels manageable and authentic to them. They are stepping outside of their own comfort zone and into your world of emotional needs. This is the ultimate form of empathy in action. It is them saying, "I see how you love, and I want you to feel loved by me. I may not be able to do it with the same fluency or volume, but I am trying to speak your language." When you notice this mirroring, it is absolutely vital that you receive it with immense gratitude. Do not critique the delivery. Do not say, "Well, it's about time you noticed I like that." That would be a catastrophic error. Instead, amplify the positive. "It made me feel so loved when you said I looked nice. Thank you." Or, "I noticed you fixed my cabinet. That was so thoughtful and it really helped me out. I appreciate you." You are giving them a massive reward for their effort. You are showing them that their attempt to speak your love language is effective and deeply appreciated. This makes them feel successful and motivated to do it again. This mirroring is the beginning of a beautiful hybrid language that belongs only to the two of you. It is a sign that they are not just receiving your love, but they are actively participating in the dance of giving and receiving, and they are learning the steps just for you. This is perhaps the most important sign to understand, and the one most often mistaken for a regression. The old pattern was simple: something triggers their fears, a conflict, a moment of intimacy, external stress. They pull away and shut down. You are left in agonizing silence for days, and eventually they reappear as if nothing happened, expecting the relationship to just continue. This stonewalling is incredibly damaging. The new pattern, the shift, is different. They will still get triggered. Their nervous system will still scream, "Danger," and their old programming will tell them to run. And they might become distant for a few hours or even a day. But then they come back, and when they come back, they offer an explanation. It might not be a perfect, psychologically astute analysis. It might sound like, "I'm sorry I was distant yesterday. I started feeling really overwhelmed and I needed to just shut down for a bit to process." This is the relapse and repair cycle. The relapse pulling away is the old, automatic survival response. The repair coming back to explain is the new, conscious act of love. This repair is everything. It demonstrates that even when their fear is activated, their commitment to you and the relationship is stronger. They are no longer willing to let the silence and distance fester. They are taking responsibility for their behavior and offering you transparency, which allows you to understand that their withdrawal was not about you, but about their own internal struggle. This breaks the cycle of you personalizing their distance and spiraling into anxiety. When this happens, you must treat the repair as a victory. Do not punish them for the relapse. Do not say, "I knew you couldn't change," or launch into how much their withdrawal hurt you. Instead, focus on and praise the repair. "Thank you so much for telling me that. It helps me understand. I miss you when you're gone, but it means the world that you came back to talk about it." You are separating the behavior, the withdrawal from the person, and you are celebrating the effort of the repair. This reinforces that the path back to connection is always open and that mistakes are allowed as long as they are followed by repair. The relapse and repair cycle is the hallmark of a relationship that is actively healing. It proves that the new, secure patterns are taking root. It shows that they love you enough to fight their deepest instincts and return to you again and again. This is the foundation of a resilient, lasting love. So, let me be crystal clear. Loving an avoidant partner is not for the faint of heart. It is a journey that will test your patience, your self-esteem, and your capacity for understanding in ways you never imagined. It will demand that you become the calm in their storm, the anchor in their turbulent sea. You will be forced to grow, to develop a security within yourself that does not rely on their constant validation. This journey is as much about your own transformation as it is about theirs. But if you have seen these shifts, if you have witnessed the awkward initiation, the courageous small share, the leaning into conflict, the protective curiosity, the preemptive apologies, the quiet proximity, the dropped armor, the future plans, the mirrored love language, and the beautiful, messy process of relapse and repair, then you are not witnessing a relationship falling apart. You are witnessing a miracle in progress. You are watching a human being engage in the most difficult battle of their life, the battle between a fear that has kept them safe for decades and a love that promises a new, terrifying, and beautiful kind of safety. Do not walk away from the construction site just because you see rubble. The rubble is the old fortress being dismantled, brick by painful brick. The distance you feel is not the void of their absence, it is the space required for their soul to do its work. Their silence is not emptiness, it is the sound of their internal walls crumbling under the weight of a love that is finally too powerful to ignore. Your role is not to be their therapist or their savior. Your role is to be the safe landing pad for when they take those brave, trembling steps out of their isolation. Your consistency, your non-judgmental presence, your ability to celebrate the microscopic victories, these are the tools you use to build the bridge that they are too afraid to build alone, but are now desperately trying to cross. Understand this, their love may not look like the love in the movies. It may not be loud, flowery, or effortlessly given. Their love is quiet. It is a love that is measured in text messages sent through fear, in apologies whispered through shame, in a hand held through anxiety. It is a love that is earned not through grand gestures but through relentless, patient, and courageous trust. And because it is earned through such a fierce internal battle, it is a love that, once fully given, is unshakable, loyal, and profound beyond measure. Therefore, I charge you today, change your lens. Stop interpreting their behavior through the story of your own insecurity and start seeing it through the story of their courageous fight. Your decision to stay, to understand, and to love them through this transformation is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate sign of strength. It is the kind of love that doesn't just heal a relationship, it has the power to heal a soul. So don't you dare walk away. Stand firm. Your patience is about to be rewarded with a depth of connection that most people only dream of. Thank you for having the courage to listen, to open your heart, and to believe in a love that is worth fighting for. Now go out there and be the rock, the sanctuary, and the unwavering belief that your partner needs to finally, fully come home to you. I believe in you. Now go and claim the love you deserve. Goodbye.